way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No DECAFF, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no DECAFF. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no DECAFF. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the cookout with Toyo, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with pimps over simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no DECAFF. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get man. Come on, press play, press play.
Hey yo, what it do, big dog?
Hey, what's happening? You know what it is. We back in here like we left our wallet of keys, man. It's Wednesday, man. What's going down?
Mm-hmm. Well, episode 18 is your plate. You like what you like. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about preferences and styles and stuff like that. You know, some slight,
just a little slight little sample. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little sample.
Mm-hmm.
But
we got to do a roll call. We got to do a roll call real quick, man.
Without a doubt.
Brother Dickie, salute, bro. Welcome to the live today. Mm-hmm.
They be in here early, boy.
Brother Lil J. Grand Rising, my brother.
Jay.
Feeling good. Yeah. I'm feeling great. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling great. Feeling good. How are you? Hey. Chat. Miss McFarland. Yes. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Pitwise. What's good, family? Salute, big dog. What it do? Dirty Dog Kennel.
Yeah, you dirty dog. You, man. What's happening, bro?
Mike Dan with the plan. Good morning,
Mike
people.
With the plan.
Yeah, man. We getting there, man. We cooking up this morning. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something slight. You know, a little something slight, man. Nothing too serious. Just a little no DECAFF in your cup, just to wake you up. You know, just to wake you up. Quick in the building. Big A, you want to go ahead and get our business portion out of the way real quick, man. In the first 10 minutes, we can cook the show.
Yeah, you know, not everybody is, breeding for the same look, size, drive, or even market, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But only your own preference and building with intention is key. Stop copying, start cooking your own recipe. And today we're gonna be talking about, it's your plate, you like what you like.
Yeah, man. I'm not trying to clone the Yard or no other Dog Man or Neo Dog Man Pet Lover. I'm trying to make the vision of what I think the right dog look like for me. You know what I'm saying? So recipe. You know what I'm saying?
Recipe.
Yeah, man. And I want to talk dogs that I don't know today as well. I'm gonna tell you what I think I know and what I believe, because it ain't even what you know. At this point, it's really not what you know about the pedigrees, because I don't believe none of them. But it's some dogs like I only know them by name, and it's dogs that I think I know a little bit about them. You know what I'm saying? And so that affects my decision making and what I put together. And I'm gonna ask some questions to the community and see if y'all can, those y'all who know, maybe you can put me in the right direction. Maybe you can't answer the question. This can be a good example of why it's the stories matter just as much as the pedigrees. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge proponent, and the stories behind the dogs matter way more than not more, but like, okay, this is the pedigree. Okay, what does it tell you? Like, you know, is this Legacy of Gilgamesh? You know what I'm saying? Is this what's the other dude? Is this dog Beowulf? What can you tell me about Beowulf? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so we'll get to that, man. But we got some Bushido Code of the Day things to get through, and some other announcements before we go all the way into that.
Yeah, man. The Bushido Code of the Day is honor. Mayo. Yeah. Stay true to what you value, even if it ain't trendy. Stay true to what you value, even if it ain't trendy. A man who knows what he likes is hard to knock off course. A man who knows what he likes is hard to knock off course. Almost to the point of they stubborn, you know what I'm saying? Focused, zeroed in, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, we just focusing on today, because today's goal is not to fit in, it's to stand firm on what type of dog you want to build. You know?
Yeah.
Man.
And stop worrying about the crowd. I think that's the biggest thing. You would never be happy worrying about the crowd. Because, okay, in this chat right now, there's people that like a rangy dog, a tall, lanky dog. There's people here who like dogs with big old longer heads. There's people here who don't like brindles. There's people here who think blue is acceptable. There's people here who think blue ain't acceptable. You know what I'm saying? What is your belief? What's your basis? You know what I'm saying? What do you like? And if it's influenced by other people and those people change their mind, your mind just changed. You'll never hit the target. You will never hit your target. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, man. And you know, a lot of people or sometimes you could get caught up looking at other people's product or yard or whatnot, and lose focus on what you got, what your whole goal was to begin with. And then it's not good to try to stretch yourself out too much and take on too much and lose focus on the original setting. That's very important.
Right. Yeah, man. It's a lot of people out here, man, that they mean well, but they've never stood alone. They don't know they haven't stood alone yet. And they mind turning 18 and having responsibilities thrust upon them made you an adult. No, it did make you an adult, but it didn't make you a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? It made you an adult. You have legal responsibilities to society. However, you don't have morality, standards, culture, or ethics. You know what I'm saying? You're just an adult.
Yeah.
But, to be a functioning member of whatever community you're a part of, and if you don't want to be part of a community, that's cool too.
But speaking of being part of the community, let's go ahead and celebrate these dogs, man. Hey, there goes that Pitwise, man. Hanzo. Man, that's a good looking dog. The best black dog of May on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? As far as what I've seen, Yeah.
I ain't seen anybody. I was giving you crap yesterday, but I ain't seen too much like him, man. He's putting a lot of work on that dog, man. Salute.
Yeah, man. Big time salute, And then we got last month's dog of the month, Pitwise Chainsaw, man. Yeah, that's a good looking dog. Yeah, city boy. Yeah, man. What do you like about that dog right there, Dre?
All right, so starting from the head, I like the fact that it's a buckskin dog. I like that it's got a decent sized head. I like the muscular structure. I like the fact that the dog is in good shape. I can see that little line, that little abdominal line that runs down the rib cage. I like I like this dog a lot, man. I like this dog a lot. I can see it has good muscular separation, which I don't think people realize that when it comes to get a dog in shape. Every dog doesn't have good muscular separation.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, no matter how hard you work them, they just, you know what I'm saying, they're naturally built like a tank. You know, this dog right here is built like Bruce Lee. You know, I enjoy it. You know, I really enjoy that, man. So that's what I like. You know,
that's what's up. Yeah, man. So okay, let's get back to the subject, man. Yeah, man. So you see a lot of remember when we were talking about Bolio a few years back, and the process of trying to recreate Bolio, and how it couldn't be done.
Yeah, well, that was me that said it couldn't be done. You know, but I'll give you my theory on that. But yeah,
yeah. So you know, trying to do the same matching as far as you know, as the pedigree to build the same dog, is kind of, you know, you can't, it can't happen, because unless you know each dog's, you know, personality, characteristics, you had to see it for yourself. The whole nine, man, is not gonna happen.
Well, that and then they would also have to produce the same way. You know what I'm saying? Just because they had the right bloodline, the right temperament, doesn't mean they reproduce the same types of genes and their offspring. You know,
right? So, with that being said, if you would like to try to, let's just say that was your basis. I want to recreate Bolio, or a Bolio type structure and you know, everything that you would get out of Bolio per se, knowing that I can't get there. That's my beginning focus. And along the way, you know, I start changing up, you know, the process, looking at other, you know, going to other people's yards or whatnot, and, you know, seeing what they got going on, and losing focus on, you know, the whole nine. And then before you know it, like I say it like this, man, if I'm painting the picture and I have, you know, I know exactly what I'm painting, and then Dre, you come in and you be like, man, hey, you should add a chair over here. And then you know, Elevated come in and he's like, man, it would look way better if you had a moon in the background setting. And then, you know, Toyo come in and say, hey, you should add this and this and this and that to it. And then by the time I step back and I look at that picture, it's no longer my picture. You know what I'm saying? It's not Toyo's picture, it's not Elevator's picture, it's not your picture, Dre. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, it's nothing that your vision that you was doing. And a lot of people get off course by you know, going that route, man. And at the end of the day, you can't, who do you point the finger at? You know, a lot of times, man, we get caught in these situations where we trying to stay up with the trend, or trying to stay up with you know, what's going on as far as the you know, the hot lines or whatever you got going on, or, you know, in your area, what's being spoken about on social media or whatnot. You'll forget everything that you had going on to begin with, you know. And,
yeah, man. One thing I learned about trends and following trends is this, man. There's some things that become classics, right? Red Boy Jocko breeding style classic. You know what I'm saying? I would even say now the Chinaman Red Boy crosses are becoming a classic. You know what I'm saying? G Red Boy Rascal classics. But the problem with trends is 90% of the time when you follow a trend, you're getting in on the back end of that trend. The money or the getting this good is already done. You know, the getting this good is done when it's quiet as kept. Once it goes public, it's a wrap. For a trend. For something that's proven it works though, like it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? It'll stand the test of time.
Yeah, man. You know.
So at this point, Big A, I would like to get into some story time, just to kind of set the scene for today's conversation. I'm open the panel early this morning too, because this is one of the things right here. It has nothing to do with expertise or somebody thinking they know something. It's just all this is literally an opinion based episode. You know what I'm saying? It's strictly based on opinion, man. Like, I got some strong opinions, and we're better to share them on no DECAFF, pissing people off first thing in the morning, wake them up, you know what I'm saying, get the blood flowing, get your blood flowing. Yeah, but let's do this. So in my world, right, in the world of Andre Williams, the Saki look is something I saw growing up with his dog that I had named Shaba. You know what I'm saying? And he was a Red Boy Jocko dog down on Carl Cruz and stuff. And Shaba Saki looks very much like Shaba. Shaba had more of a black mask on his face or whatever, right? That dog to me was my standard of what a dog should look like. You know what I'm saying? This dog was I purchased this dog back in 2018, in September 2018, and I'm telling you a lie, 2008. Let me correct that. 2008.
I was like, damn.
2008. Yeah, okay. Let me get my dates right. Let me stop lying. But yeah, back in September 2008. You know what I'm saying? And so with that dog, Shaba, like literally, like when I tell you they are common hand, like, they don't really share a lot of the same genetics, but Shaba was super serious, super chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, very, very, very good first registered American Pit Bull Terrier to have was Shaba. Then I had his half sister Psycho, and Psycho was a psycho. She was kind of skittish acting. She wasn't like gonna bite me skittish, but when I purchased these dogs as adult dogs. They were the gentleman that had purchased them originally had get into a logging accident, broke his back, and needed money for medical bills. And the dogs, like my cousin was like, yeah, I got some puppies. You can't get no dogs directly off my yard, but I got somebody who found misfortune, and you want to pick up some of my dogs pick up some of my dogs that I bred and raised, and and help this guy develop to this point. Here you go. So I got him. I got Psycho and Shaba. Psycho was a white and black dog. Down off of Mims Jigs, and she was also bred off a Cruise Rolex Monsoon, right? Monsoon Rolex. And so I was like, okay, cool, But those dogs, even now looking back on it, those dogs set the standard for me for what my personality types are on my yard. That was my standard though. Nobody else saw it but me. Psycho was calm and quiet, but kind of skittish at it until she got to know you. But once she got to know you, she was all over you. All over you. Shaba, like everybody he met, you know what I'm saying? Shaba didn't meet a strange person, but Psycho was a more serious dog. She was gonna hit something on sight. Shaba would let Psycho do everything but bite him. But once she tried to bite him, it was game time. It was game. I mean, it was showtime in the arena, showtime in the Apparel. And I've realized that even now in life, that same type of dog is what I have on my yard. Like literally. The personalities of those two dogs is what I find to be appropriate for a male and a female dog, and it has never changed. It has never changed. So yeah, that's where my ideology even look like. I'm telling you right now, if you can see, Shaba had rickets. It was developed before I got him, but he was such a good dog. They was like, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, this dog bred so good, rickets or not, you want to keep this dog, And that was the general consensus from around the way. But yeah, man. Other than that, he was a carbon copy of Saki. He was actually a little bit more broad than Saki, a little bit heavier bone than Saki, which I liked. But yeah, man. And Psycho was a 28-pound dog, and probably one of the best biting dogs I've ever owned in my life. I had the misfortune to see a couple yard accidents with her, and she was a devastating biter, man. I mean, it was. I think that's where I fell in love with mouth, was like that was the first thing I knew, was the dogs that could bite real hard. So that, once again, that became my standard. And I think that going through that journey of finding what you like on your own solidifies your stance and things a little bit better than somebody telling you. Because the problem with telling somebody or giving them a goal is if it don't even match. I put it. Let's say I tell Big A, okay, Big A, you should get this dog for this, and this, right? And it don't work out. Now, not only did Big A waste his time, but he wasted his time based on my opinion instead of what he thought. You know, so I want to put that out there. Yellow one, what's good, big dog? Big C, what's good, big dog? Salute.
Hey.
Big A, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's what's up. Yeah, nah. I was handling some business in the background. Yeah. Hey, so what do you see like that a lot of people make mistakes with, or you often see via social media per se?
Well, first thing is I don't see other people's misfortunes or what they don't like as a mistake, because this is one thing I learned from being a drill instructor, from being a master of ceremonies, is this: nobody knows the script but you. Nobody knows the script but you. So I don't see other people's mistakes, because the thing is, if they don't tell you what they're attempting to do, how do you know it's a mistake? I only see my mistakes. That's why I'm so critical on myself. I don't know. Maybe Big A wanted that dog to jump out in the street and get himself taken out. Maybe he couldn't take care of the dog. He needed the accident to happen. I don't know. I don't know. I'm being real. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I will never know. You know what I'm saying? All I know is what I intended to do, what I said I was going to do, and what happened. That's the only mistakes in my life, right? And but I will say this: with social media, I want to share. I got to tell another story to explain myself, Big A. But with social media, okay. I think the biggest flaw is people listening to me and trying to do what I say without talking to me without being walked through the process. You can't take my process. You can't take my process fully, because I'm only giving you the experiment. I'm not giving you the hypothesis. I'm not giving you the method. I'm not giving you the variables. I'm not giving you the whole scientific kit to do what I do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a process. So I would say,
the reason behind it. Like,
you can listen to my story, but my story is to encourage you. It is to be motivation, not to get you to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I train dogs. If I give you everything on the internet, like that, what purpose do I serve? Okay, but the story is this. So I'm rereading the book of 5 rings, right? I'm just doing 10 minutes a day of the book of 5 rings. And there are 4 domains in which a man there are 4 domains in which a man can be conscripted. You have the peasant. The peasant toils away and takes care of the land. They are a master of taking care of the land and feeding themselves. However, there is no profit to be gained. Most dog men fall into classification of the peasant, and that's not to be an insult. It's to say that the person is they're a craftsman in the rarest form. They craft their tools by hand. They build it by hand out the mud. That is the peasant, which is still an honorable caste. It's the lowest caste, but it's the most honorable caste, next to the warrior. The next caste is the caste of the merchant. The merchant takes from the peasant through trade, sale, or barter, and puts together a collective of produce, i.e., I go to different peasants. This one got watermelon. This one got Red Boy Jocko. This one got Eli. This one got this. But I make it available to a wide market, to other peasants, to other merchants, to artisans, and to warriors. I make it available. I take what the peasant does, I combine the recipe together, and then I distribute it for profit gain. It is profit based. Breeders, notice I said dog men fell under the peasant class. They got the greatest product, but they're not marketing it. The merchant, the breeder, the showman, they take what the peasant has put together and they market it for a profit. That's the difference between those two castes. The next caste is known as the artisans. The artisan caste are the handlers. The handlers make specified tools. Mind you, the peasants make hand tools. The artisans make specified tools. The handlers, brick masons, they come up with programs, heaps, things to shape the vision of the peasant and the merchant into a finalized product. Now, the artisan has to barter with the merchant. Sometimes he buys products from the merchant to sell to higher level merchants. That's the handler. That's the person who is putting in the work. They are there day in and day out with a refined product. The peasant makes the raw product. The merchant puts together raw product for sale. The artisan takes a raw product and makes it into a masterpiece or novelty, something that cannot be replicated. It is a one-of-one. This is where you get the Tance yellows. This is where you get the Garner's Chinaman. This is where you get the Spike. This is where you get the Frisco. This is where that merchant has taken something and moved it into the hands of an artisan to be made into something that cannot be replicated by a merchant. It requires a master of rebuilding and molding to make this. And the final class is the warrior class. He takes those weapons, and in the days of the old school dog, pit box dog man, even the hog hunters of the day, right? That warrior is the one who is in the arena with this product that's gone from the peasant to the merchant, from the merchant to the artisan, and now they have wielded this weapon that is going to inflict death.
Yeah.
It is going to inflict death, or it is going to die. And the warrior has to be an artisan of death. Okay? The goal of Samurai Kennel, my vision, is to have a dog that has been welded through the peasant. I have to be able to look at life through the eyes of the peasant as I'm doing these breedings and put them together. As a merchant, I have to be able to take outside sources and add it to my bloodline, to my program. As an artisan, I have to be able to train this dog and develop it in such a way that it can be used in the field by a warrior. And hopefully one day I am the warrior utilizing what I have made to ensure that it is a true instrument of death. That is the way of the samurai. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Big Ed, I'm filibuster, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, you ain't filibustering, man, because it's the same way. You know what I mean? It's the same deal. It's like, you got, I don't know, Chevy. Chevy is the producer of the car. Then you got, your custom builder that's going to build a car. Then you got your NASCAR team that's going to shave it down and make it whatever, you know what I'm saying? Add the things, and then you got your driver. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You trying to create something to put it in the driver's hands. And it ain't no telling, each driver can do something different. Each driver has a different talent. So, it's different things you can, it's different things you can do with the same car.
Absolutely. Okay. And that gets into, it's your plate. You like what you like.
Yeah.
Topic of the day. Okay. Big C got you. He said Big A will turn any conversation. Okay, that's what he knows. but check this out though. So with that book of 5 rings, man, it talks about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to be an artisan. You got to be able to be in each aspect of life. A man has to know what his role is. Once he knows what his role is in that aspect of life, he can then master it.
Yeah.
But if you go into a role where you're meant to be a peasant as a warrior, everybody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna die. Everybody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not here to cut heads off. You're here to plant seeds. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what aspect of life you're approaching at that moment. So very, very valid. Very valid.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Pitwise said, I'm home today with good Wi-Fi. Put me in, coach. Okay. Let me go and let him in there. Hey, because I know Pitwise is another studied man, and definitely open the panel. But yeah, I'll tell you what I like. Okay, Honey Bunch, I like. You know what I'm saying? Bully Son, I like. Eli, don't like him as much as I like Bully Son, even though he's a son of, you know. Saki to me is a good form. Like if I could only get Sakis for the rest of my life, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
If I could only get Kamikazes, Michonnes, and Trinas and McCarty's for the rest of my life, I'd be happy. And, you know what I'm saying? That is my standard. You know. Go ahead,
man. Who asked that, man? Let me see who asked that question, man. Big C, I think it's Big C. Big C asked if Michonne was a car, what would it be? Hey, if Saki was a car, what would Saki be, bro?
Saki would be that mud loving SRT8 Hemi Challenger, you know what I'm saying? The SRT8 Challenger, you know, I wouldn't say he's a Hellcat, but he's supercharged, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say he's a Hellcat, but he's supercharged. He got the Brembo brake system on there, you know what I'm saying? I can skirt real fast, but I can't make no turns right now, you know, so we ain't got the suspension for the turns, man. Pitwise, I'm gonna let you in here. Do you want me to keep your camera, or you want me to take your camera? All right, there we go. What's good, brother Pitwise?
What's happening, everybody? What you up to?
Oh man, top of the morning, man. Top of the morning.
Yeah.
Yo, man, Dre, me and you are so much alike, man. It's hilarious, man. Just like watching some of the stuff that you've been doing like for the past couple months, you know, kind of getting involved with the channel. It's funny because look what I got in front of me right now.
The Book of 5 Rings. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But it's part of my 75 hard program. I started that May 4th, man. Hold
on. Pitwise, stop. I wasn't, bro. Okay, without telling you, we more kindred than what you think. June 1st, I started a very similar program. I cannot make this up, and I wasn't gonna say anything because I wanted people to see the change without saying anything about the change. But like the kindred spirit there, bro, I had to tell you, man.
Bro,
Go ahead,
I saw how fat I was at that last picking, man. And dude, this is the biggest I've been in my whole life. You know what I mean? So,
I've been there.
So I got him. So I've been a martial artist my whole life. You know, I don't have any memory where I wasn't doing like wrestling or taekwondo or kung fu or anything like that. But so I used to, when I was in California, I moved back to North Carolina 2 years ago. But this is where my roots were from like the military. You know, so I was at a cool spot with the dogs because being like on the east of North Carolina, I had every major like kennel in the area 3 hours from me. You know, I'm 2.5 from Tom. 2.5 hours from, you know, Carl Mims back in the day. If I go south, I get to South Carolina, you know what I mean, the Red Boy Jocko country, you know what I mean? I go farther west, I got Unique Kennels and all those boys too. So I was around like so many different like families of dogs and stuff like that. But yeah, so when I moved to Cali, I opened my own MMA gym and trained more out there. And like I was just constantly training myself and getting better. And like just seeing myself now as this fat ass man, I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? So just training other fighters, you know what I mean? And then like, you know, training these dogs for hog hunting and confirmation shows and stuff like that. Man, I'm like, man, I need to put myself on one of these damn keeps, bro. Like this is getting out of hand, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just some self-improvement stuff, especially with me getting up there in age now. Well, I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm old. I'm 43, but
yeah, me too.
Just stuff don't hit the way it used to. You know, when you're 28 years old, man, if I'm like, man, my chest kind of sagging, I do 50 push-ups and be right back at it. You know, now I got to like fucking have a whole new meal plan and you know what I mean? I got to go on Hone Health and get me some testosterone shots and, you know, shit like that. But
check this out, Pitwise, man. This is what I built this YouTube channel for, and I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, so I'm doing 75 soft, so I'm not journaling. I'm not being real. I'm not journaling. I'm doing my 45 minutes, at least 45 minutes of working out. I'm meditating or reading at least 10 minutes a day. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the 2 workout thing going on with the 75 hard. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to journal it. Hey, I feel you on that. I'm doing 75 soft, and then I'm gonna roll into 75 hard. And I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but it's something I only told Big A this. I've only told Big A and my wife that I was doing this. You know what I'm saying? So you come over here with the Book of 5 Rings and you bring that, and I'm like, okay, this means that I'm attracting the energy I was trying to attract with YouTube. Yeah. I'm even your dogs look like, okay, like when I say like your dog, Hanzo, I'm like, perfect. That's perfection to me. To me.
Yep. Man, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
the name
it's
and everything.
Yeah, even the name. Oren Ishii, like, bro, when you sent that Oren Ishii, I was like, Big A, I was like, this nigga like me. Like, I was okay.
Like, bro, I'm a big nerd. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Me too.
Aside from the martial arts background, you know, because I'm a black belt in karate. I got my first degree black belt in jiu-jitsu in April. So I'll be doing that. You know, like I'm big into like, you know, the martial arts lore and the kung fu movies and stuff like that. So and the Bushido code and stuff too. So you know, even in modern day times, is there a place for as far as practical martial arts? A lot of it is BS. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like I read the Book of Five Rings twice now, and honestly, I like the philosophy of it, but I think he was full of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, I was self-taught, and I started at 16 years old when I had all these matches and I'm undefeated. He sounds like the dude who wrote Bloodsport. He sounds like Frank Dukes to me. But it's a good message into it, though. So, I mean, just like everything else, like with religion and stuff like that, like, you know, people who know, when you read the Bible, you're not supposed to take the Bible literal. You know what I mean? You're supposed to learn the lessons from it and learn something from it and apply that to your life and make yourself a better person. And to me, that's what martial arts does. If you take everything literally in anybody's readings, you know, especially stuff over hundreds of years, this is what the 1500s? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a long time ago, man. You know what I mean? So, a lot of that stuff, you just kind of take what you can use, and then you just start the rest, which is what Bruce Lee always said, you know? So, and the same thing, I made a post in the schoolboy group the other day. I have that dog book, the Dog Man's Handbook, and it's in the table of contents, there's 2 pages of, like, everybody's keeping there. And I took a picture of it, and I was like, hey, take something from everything from here, use what you can. Then you got people in the comment section like, oh, if you do that, I'll just run through you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm like, bro, you missed the point. You missed the whole point of what I'm trying to post, bro. I mean that everybody's going to have some useless and some useful information in these writings. So you experiment, you know what I mean, and you use what you can per dog and see what you know what I mean, what makes your program better, you know? So, you know, so that's just part of my life always, man. And you know, a lot of people like, you know, scoff and laugh at it, like, oh man, you just like a, you know, anime nerd and shit like that. Yeah, but I am, but I also F you up too. So
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I call it blurting. But let me give a shout out to Dickie Foster with that One Piece, man. Tip. Hey.
Yo, yes, Dickie Foster is the dopest in the world, bro. What I'm talking about, like, as far as like supporting everybody's platforms, you know what I mean? Like in the YouTube comments, on Instagram, on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Like Dickie Foster is all over the place, man. So shout out to Mr. Foster, man.
Yeah, man. If Dickie ain't rocking with you, I'm gonna shoot you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if Dickie ain't fucking with your page or ain't rocking at your stuff, man, your content's garbage.
Yeah.
Man,
but Pitwise, let me ask you this, man, because Big A and I were having an argument yesterday about striking disciplines. We were talking about striking disciplines, and without going into too much detail, if you had to pick a separate striking discipline from, I'm assuming Kenpo karate, but if you had to pick a different striking discipline, what striking discipline would you pick?
So my initial striking, I did boxing first growing up, and then I got to middle school, high school, I did Goju-Ryu karate, and I'm a secondary black belt in Goju-Ryu. And it was one of like, but with karate too, before I get into all other stuff too, karate was all about marketing back then. You know, a lot of stuff like Okinawa was about like rebranding to bring stuff over to mainland Japan and stuff too. And all of it was almost the same thing, except for like whoever was teaching it at the time. You know what I mean? So, but growing up in real life, practical striking though, the most complete striking art is Muay Thai. So, that you're gonna get everything from there, even a little bit of clinch work and grappling too. So it has to me to be Muay Thai.
Yeah, okay. Funny you say that. Big A.
Yeah.
What did I tell you yesterday?
You said Muay Thai.
This Big A wants to kill people. He wants to do Krav Maga. You know what I'm saying? He wants to kill people. But yeah, man, I wanted to share that. So Pitwise, let me dial us back into the describe to me your perfect dog.
Attitude and willing to work first and foremost, because I can't do anything with a lazy dog at all. Okay. You know, because whether you do, look, no matter what endeavor you're doing with these working dogs, confirmation, whatever you do, you have to have something that's willing to go, you know? So, and that's why it was so easy for Hanzo to do what he does, because his prey drive is off the charts. So, like, if I take him into like a wall climbing competition next week without any practice, he'll do it and kill it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. He's just like that. He's a Malawab with mouth.
Yep.
with like 9 mouths and stuff. You know what I mean? So like he's a crackhead, bro. And But the thing about it is, dude, he super good family dog. He hasn't seen toddlers ever until he's almost 5 years old. At the New Jersey show, he was around my nieces and nephews, 5 and 6 years old. He was up under them, attached to their hip the whole damn weekend we were there. Never seen a little kid in person in front of him his whole life, and just a big family dog, man. But obviously, he don't mess with other dogs except for when it's time to breed and stuff like that. But I think to me, it has to start with the willingness to work, because if not, you got nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I've had dogs where I've tried to work and all they would do is hand walk. So in order to get a dog to go out to a hog hunt and be a 3-hour dog, you know how much hand walking you got to do to put that kind of cardio in the dog? It's just, I'm not doing that, bro. Like, you can go be great in somebody else's yard. Feel me? I don't have the time with, dude. I got so many side hustles and a full-time job, and you know what I mean? So, like, to me, that's the first priority right there, man. Like, Oren right now, dude, I put her on the treadmill like one time, 3 days ago. I just put her on and tried to do it. She go like running and stuff, dude. She's 14 weeks old tomorrow or Friday. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's just passing those traits down to his kids, and so that, and then after that, I think that I've been around the dogs 25 years now, right? And I just hate using the word gameness as a blanket statement. Yeah. Because, a lot of people, even today, even some of the OGs, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and people like, nah, with me, either you are or you ain't. I don't care about the consequences. I don't care about the circumstances. You know what I mean? I don't care how the weather was. But it's always some situation that you have to like kind of keep in perspective what's going on at the time, and especially coming from the MMA background. I've had my own gym for 12, 13 years. I put people in Bellator. I've had guys go on the Ultimate Fighter show. I've seen Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner, the classics, fight in 05 when they fought each other. You would think, like, people compare them to as game dogs, right? They're like, oh, you seen them two beating the hell out of each other in the middle of the cage? I've seen both of them quit, cry, and run out of the gym on certain practice days because they didn't feel like it, because they was in a weird mental state. And you know what I mean? So if this was, parallel to our world, you'd be like, okay, they're good. You know what I mean? But sometimes there's just some extenuating circumstances in a living organism's life, man. And it's not just, these animals aren't computers. It's not just ones and zeros, I's and O's, or however you want, you know what I mean, do it. So so you have to kind of sit back and keep a lot of those factors under consideration, like if something is getting is going through school and it's 109 degrees outside, and all of a sudden fucking, you know what I mean, they're going through the ringer and they look exhausted, you're like, oh, but that's it. Like, I just, to me, it just doesn't, you know what I mean? It just gets on my nerves when I hear people do things like that. But and then too, after that, you gotta have some kind of like ability. So to me, you gotta have the ability to work, and be skillful in whatever exercise or whatever endeavor you're doing. So, and everything after that, I can kind of move around and move my sliders how I need to be and kind of figure stuff out. So, but that willingness to work is definitely number one for me, bro. I know I'm going on a tangent, but
I asked you the question. I genuinely asked you the question. And
that was a good answer. Great answer.
Yeah, like I know what your standard is now. So if I come deal with you, I know what to expect from your ideal program. And Big C had a good answer too. I'm gonna read this to y'all real quick as well. He said, outgoing, always alert, eager to please, willing to think, work through and solve problems. He said, built like Buck, unwavering loyalty. And if he or she is red, it's a plus. That's my perfect dog. Absolutely.
Is there a color you guys just don't mess with at all?
Yeah, man, you put me on the spot. But I'll tell you right now, like I don't like tricolor, and I don't like blue personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like tricolor, I don't like blue personally. It's maybe I've been too jaded about old, like some of the old heads who say that ain't real. And it's not that I don't think it's not real, it's just that, okay, in none of the lines that I run have I seen those colors pop out. You know what I'm saying? Like, in none of the lines that I run have I seen those colors pop out. And that has caused me to stay away from certain lines of dogs.
Yeah, even at my biggest yard, I think the most dogs I had at the time, counting puppies, 85, which is way too much. Way too much in hindsight. But I think there was a time where I only had all black dogs. That was it. Like to the point where like even if I produce like a buckskin puppy out of it and stuff like that, and which genetics wise I want to get into one day, man. Like we need like a whole genetics panel so I can go the hell off on that, man. And then there's gonna be a lot of people who gonna sit there and fight me over this, but genetics real quick is my thing. You know, I'm a reptile breeder too. So like
okay.
So these things back here, these are all snakes in here.
Damn.
I
don't do snakes.
I make my living off of breeding reptiles based on genetics and how dominant, recessive, incomplete dominant work and allelic genes work. So I have a mastery of how genes work. So when I see dogs put together certain ways and I see the product of one dog and I go, that shouldn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like taking the gospel. So I mean that's just that's my other thing, and that's why I make most of my money from selling these things back here, man. And it's funny when people say, "Oh, I don't mess with those snakes," when I've seen people take bites from puppies and slice the hand open, and one of these things back here, nip you don't even feel it.
Yeah.
So
I'll take your word for it.
You show, hey, Midwise, Big C that you show one of your reptiles on the screen. If I pull you up, and I also want to give a shout out to my brother Soul, who's in the building, man, growing with Soul.
So what's happening, bro?
Is that a banana python or is that a?
No, these are all. I really ball pythons, but this right here is the only one in the world right here. I do a lot of high end stuff. Like most of my breeders like one of a kind, high end, like $10,000 or more. Well, actually, this one, I got it online for $6,500 right now, but this one's got the clown and the monsoon gene in it too, which is like 2 recessives. So
you have do you specialize in constrictors, or do you do venomous pit vipers?
I don't do no venomous stuff at all, bro. Because if you get bit by a venomous animal that you own, you will never have health insurance again. Your insurance company will drop the hell out of you too. And this one right here is the only one in the world. I named it myself. This one's called the Hellbender. Yeah. So yeah, this one is like a legit one of one, and I made this early this year. So, but yeah, man, I just do fly shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what's up.
I just do like weirdo shit, like fuck with snakes all day and strangle people in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? And build ARs and shoot guns and stuff too.
Hey man, Bitwise man, we gotta talk offline. Like seriously, because everything you talk about, that's what I'm into. Like I'm working my second AR build right now. You know what I'm saying? 300 blackout. I love the caliber. It gets a lot of smoke. People think it's a novelty round. But I think the 300 blackout is probably like the most versatile round, especially for urban self-defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love running subsonics with it too. Yeah. But for this year for hunting season, because I hunt too, I did a 6.5 Grendel build AR platform, and right now that's probably my favorite gun to mess with too. So because I can take down deer, I can take down hogs with it too.
Yeah, it's super fast for the size of the cartridge. Yeah. It's super fast. The 300 blackout is a slow round.
And in some distances, that shit will tumble through the air, but it'll still hit its target too, But yeah, man, I just do a lot of stuff, man. But like these dogs have always been a part of me, even when I couldn't. Like when I was in California, I really couldn't have as many dogs as I wanted to. Especially that desert, man, is unforgiving,
Yeah,
like a lot of times, it'd be like $125. Your swamp cooler stopped working. You're in Arizona, right? So you know about
100%.
Yeah, so and then you said you were in North Carolina for a while, right? Like Goldsboro area too.
Yeah, I'm from North Carolina. So I was born and raised my first.
That's crazy. We were there. We probably crossed paths around the same time. You know what I mean? So So I mean, it just. But as far as the dogs go, man, I'm just glad to be back here where I can kind of be around a lot of more like-minded people, and just and this confirmation stuff, man. This is the first for me, bro. Like I've been to them before, but I've never brought a dog into confirmation shows until like this past few months with Hanzo and APDR and ADBA. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, bro. I was just showing up and I'm like, hey guys. That first show last November, I got smoked by these 2 white girls and shit at the show, and I told myself, all right, you need to get your act together and figure this out. And then I came back and had them as my targets, and you know what I mean. And the rest was history, man. I take it personal.
Hey, I'm glad we woke up my brother Soul. Welcome to the building, and also Big C's statement I want to read y'all. He said, Dogs, guns, reptiles, anime. Y'all my people. I think, man, I'm being real. Like, I think one thing that we're gonna do with this channel is we're gonna wake up a sleeping giant, because I think there's more people like us, like-minded, like us, than there are that would. There's more people that would gang together and talk about these topics than there are that would joke about it. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I mean? Seriously.
Dude, this weekend, this weekend's gonna be crazy, right? So Saturday, I'm getting up in the morning. Me and Rochester Combine is going to Tom Garner's, so I'm gonna go pick out my puppy, right? So that's always cool because Tom will talk your head off for hours before you even, you know what I mean? So I have an idea of what I want, but I'm gonna let him like give me his spiel over his dogs and stuff too, about like what he has going. And I was just there a month ago, but we had some other stuff to do there, like some other business to take care of. So, but now I get to like spend the time and look through, pups and stuff and listen to the stories about some of these dogs and things too. But, and then Saturday night, we're going to the Wu-Tang concert, bro.
Hey.
It's going to be the last Wu-Tang Forever tour, man. I think it's going to be their last one, well, supposedly. So, it's super close. So, man, I'm going to go there. I'm from Jersey originally, though. So I'm coming out there with my Timbs and my 40-inch chain. I'm going to pull it out the closet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're gonna have a good time, man. So
for sure. Brother Soul, welcome to the panel, bro. How's it going?
Top of it. Salute.
What's up? What up?
It is, good brothers.
Oh man, you already know, man. Just trade mathematics. So just trade mathematics. What's good with you?
Man, I had to hop on. You talk about the tricolor dogs. Like, hold on now. It's some heat out there, boy. You better stop sleeping on them giants.
Oh, man.
Shit, I was saying it in the comments. Lady May, she got a litter mate sibling that's tri, and then like off of 3 different litters, her dad just be producing them tricolor dogs. And yeah, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if I got some of them genes off my Jip as well.
Yeah. So I expect to see it out of like Soros lines and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But out of the lines that I run, like I haven't seen. I've seen buckskin, red nose, and black dogs out of the lines that I typically run. And black and white dogs, like heavy black and white.
I've seen some Bolio stuff for it too. What's like Tombstone Bolio, Malone stuff, because I think there's very rare like pure Bolio stuff out there. Now there's always a little bit of, other sauce in there too. But I see some tricolor Bolio type stuff before. But they were good dogs. But I mean, I wouldn't be happy if they popped up on my list. To be honest with you. But
that's like I said, so that's a personal preference too, man. Like
like
I said, like I
you
don't
like what you like. It's your plate.
Nah, hell no. I felt attacked. Hell no. I'm joking, bro.
And now there's certain colors that I don't like because I had bad luck with them. That's a whole different story. Like those not like the regular classic brindle, like the brown and black brindle stuff. Like when you think of a brindle dog, but like that Taz color, like the Hammond's brindle type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That man, I can't never say I had one with me that was worth a damn. So
almost like a reverse
one of them that pop up, like hell no. Like no, thank you.
So what I would look for is the buckskin color I have on my dogs right now, right?
Mm.
If I was gonna pick a color that I want to add, just with the same traits but a color, I've seen dogs with the color of my dogs with tiger stripes, with literally like buckskin brindle dogs. And I remember, I think they were talking about it last year. It was a big topic last year. I'm like, I haven't seen one of those in like over 10 years. But if I got one, I would hold on to it for dear life. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the rarity of it. Not to sell, but I would want to generate some of that. I would like to have different tones of buckskin. Like buckskin, it gets boring. If all your dogs are the same, like there's no variety. Like how you said you had all black dogs. And like every now and then I want to see a different dog just because like I've gone out in my yard and my dogs, you know what I'm saying? Like, which one is that? You know what I'm saying? Like which dog is that? You know what I mean? Like so variety is the spice of life. I wouldn't mind having a brindle dog that had a buckskin dog that had a brindle pattern in the coat, especially a buckskin red nose.
Have you guys ever had so many dogs that you couldn't tell them apart?
I was approaching that point back in the early 2008, 2009 era, and all my dogs were red noses at the time until I got my Mims and my crew stuff. Everything I had was red noses. It was like I can look at them by their sizes and tell the difference, but they would have to be close to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they all look the same. Red nose. Everything on the yard was.
Was the new stuff down from Rocky?
Rocky.
I had a double bred grandson. My first game dog ever that I got in North Carolina was a double grandson of a Bullet.
Yeah.
Champion Bullet. That was from was it Barbell Connections or whatever it was, or Coleman's Bullet. Yeah, that was my first, man. That was the first blood I started messing with back in the day, man. That Rocky blood.
Yep, I like that Rocky stuff, man. It came out. It was a grandson of Rocky, actually. So it was it was a son called Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Rolex was the son's name, and obviously, like, you know, my dog would have been a Rolex, a Monsoon, my Rolex Monsoon dog. Like, named Rolex again, and I changed the name to Shaba, and then I had a dog named Psycho, and she came out of that Mims Jig stuff, but she was also a granddaughter of the Rolex dog as well, down of Rocky. So it was a good combination. I got to see what Mims and Cruz look like crossed, and I got to see what Cruz look like pure. And that was my breeding pair that I had purchased at the time, man. And she was a black and white dog, you know, but I blame that on that snooty influence from the Mims stuff. But very, very, very good dog. Like I said, one of the hardest fighting dogs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, man.
That Mims blood, man. A lot of that heavy snooty stuff for the Mims, man. I was like, man, these are some nice ones, man. So well, I got to see Champion Tate back in the day. He was a pure Mims dog. Black Dragon owned him, and man, that dog was a monster. So yeah, man, shout out to the Mims blood, man. Rest in peace, Carl. Regardless of what people thought about him. Personal stuff.
For sure, man. And so let me ask you this, because you came over here, put me on the spot. So what is the color or trait that you let me get? What is the color that you would say is a turn off for you?
I said that lighter brindle color that I said like the Hammond's brindle is what I call it. I don't get that because I said I've never had a good dog come from it. So anytime I see it now, I'm just like, ugh. You know, I mean, I would still give it a chance if I, you know what I mean, if it just happened to come my way, or whatever, and if it's from a breeding dog I like. But I don't come into it with the best expectations either. You know,
for sure.
I'm just like, if it didn't turn out, if they don't turn out, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
but I'll give everything. I'll give everything to a college try though, man.
Yeah, Brother Soul.
Yes, sir. I don't have no colors that I dislike. Only color that I have a hard time like being photogenic or anything color pattern would be brindle. So like optics wise, you know, when you condition in the brindle, they just don't show. They muscles really don't show on the camera the way a solid color dog would.
I agree. So, you know what? That's a solid assessment. That's a very solid assessment.
Yeah.
So that's my only issue with the brindles. It's just they got so much going on to kind of distract away from muscle striation. So they just not photogenic, but gorgeous. I love them. Like when you see them in person, you know, you this is a beautiful thing right here. But on camera, them jokers be looking flat as hell.
So look, right, coconut oil, and then move the picture over to Instagram, adjust the saturation. It'll take off that contrast from the shine, and then it'll show all the indentations. Boom, you get your muscle structure.
There you go.
But see, you shouldn't have to do that though. You know what I'm saying? I just want to pull out my phone and just,
in person,
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to sneak and take a quick picture of your girl booty real quick and show her later. Look, I caught you. That's what I'm trying to do with my dog.
Dude, check me. I don't take pictures, bro. I take 4K video and then scroll it and screenshot it and stuff like that too, because I can never. Dog don't stand still for you. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So
you giving too much game right now, because you made me mad with that coconut oil. And I'm gonna tell you that's one of the ingredients in my show sheen. I ain't gonna give you the rest of it, but you giving away a little bit too much of my secrets. You know, we might be too much sauce.
Secret sauce.
I ain't worried about that, because the people who messaged me about like Hanzo's whole like routine, how I get his back in that big. I was like, bro, you gotta wait till I'm retired, bro. Then I'll share a lot of that stuff with you. You know.
In this bottle, I'll tell you that's one of the key ingredients in this bottle right here. But I take this with me to the shows. Big ass. I forgot to bring the bottle with me to. I need to put Dre's secret stuff in here, like the Looney Tunes from Space Jam. Dre's secret stuff, but I keep it right in here next to my thing, because I hit him with it. You know what I'm saying? Just when I'm out there, but it's the coconut oil I would use with or without a choke, because it's good for them. It's good for antioxidants, and also good for cuts.
Yeah, I put in the food too. Yep, definitely.
Yeah. And I can use it. A lot of the supplements I use, they have to be humanly consumable for me to use them.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because I know people who use like Afro Sheen and stuff too, and I'm like, I don't think your dog could be strong as hell. And that bacon sun and shit, man, you can see like the steam coming off of him.
Yellow one, we don't want yellow one up. He said, "Wow, that's interesting." The thing that way about Brindle, our Brindles are fire. Look good. Hey, we didn't say, hey, look, and see, this is the thing, man. Hey, I knew I was gonna wait over this conversation, man, but look, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. What I'm telling you is they're asking for preferences, and everybody, like you said, everybody got some of their preferences, man.
I mean,
he said, "Hey, check this out, bro." He said, "You get a Brindle off my yard, I'll forever change your perception of my Brindle." Okay.
That's what's up.
What dogs do you think are the as far as aesthetics go, are the best to photograph and have? You think like light buckskin is the best?
Black dogs show the best on camera.
I don't know, man. Hey, I'm biased to buckskin. I'm biased. I can't give you a good answer.
Man, that black don't nothing pop, bro. That's why bodybuilders spray tan. They trying to get that muscle striation to show. The darker, the more muscle striation. It is a proven fact. Otherwise, why do they go on there? These dudes be pale as I don't know what. They come out looking like they was laying in the damn sauna. Spray tanned up. They trying to see every muscle striation.
Looking like gas station hot dogs and shit. just bacon and shit, leathery as hell, like Hulk Hogan back in the day and shit.
Yeah, man.
I would say for me it's by the time between these.
Look. I thought you was being biased showing all them buckskin dogs.
Oh, these are dogs of the week, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a red dog. This red one look good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that red dog.
Hey, there's some damn good looking dogs. Dogs.
Yeah, I'm excited to put Oren out there in the show circle when she gets older, man, because she's that light. She was the only buckskin out of that whole litter out of 9 puppies, bro. Just one. So obviously I had to keep the eyeball. You know what I mean? So
man.
Yeah, she's gonna be something, dude. She's so big, bro. I don't understand it. Like she's almost twice as big as like her siblings. I posted on my Facebook group. Somebody was like, "Hey, is that a Borable?" I'm like, "Nah, bro, it's not a Borable."
It's like young fam.
She ain't that damn big, bro.
Young fam got the comment of the day, bro. This genuinely got me laughing. He said, "Man, I went to my first show and I seen a dude pull out some oil sheen and started spraying his black dog down." My wife was like, "I told you."
Some of that soul glow. Just let your soul glow.
It was a baby boy. It was Friday after next Friday. What's the one with Baby D? Next Friday. Yeah, she's like, I told you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, for real. Mm-hmm. Big A, are you open up the cookout today, or you know what I'm saying?
No, we were going to Elevated.
Okay. Yeah, man. I was gonna tell you Bitwise. Elevated is the one that Elevated big on the genetics. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know enough to talk about it. I would tell y'all some big BS to try to sound cool, and I'm not gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when people talk too much, they start lying unintentionally just to keep the conversation going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me and Elevated had a conversation about some genetic stuff a couple weeks back and stuff too. You know, we kind of agreed to disagree.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But that's how it's gonna go there. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm not going like to me it wasn't worth. It was me doing a comment on something related, and then him commenting to me that I need to. His comment to me was whatever I said was false, and I need to learn some genetics or whatever like that. And I'm just like, you got it, big dog. So
yeah.
So and I mean, like I said, I have the same arguments with everybody. You know, I have no problem going back and forth with you too, but I don't argue to be right. I argue to come to an understanding. You know what I'm saying? So if whatever I'm saying you can't change your mind or vice versa, I don't see the need to keep having that back and forth. It's a waste of time. So to me, that's what it seemed like the direction was going in. So I was like, okay, so I mean, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. You know what I mean? It's like politics and religion. You're never gonna get somebody to sway your side for the most part, you know. So
well, my thing is this, man. Like, I'm cool with disagreeing, but I'm also not going to argue with results either. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you tell me you can put two black dogs together and get a purple dog, and you show me the breeding, the whelping process, and you have a purple dog, I'm like, hey, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you.
So like black dogs too. You know, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these genes are recessive. Like buckskin is recessive.
Well, let's go on.
Buckskin is recessive. So which means that both parents have to have a copy. It have to be, heterozygous buckskin to produce a buckskin dog, right? So a black dog and a black dog, the odds of making a buckskin dog is a 1 in 4 chance. So on average, in a litter of 4 puppies, you should get 1 that's buckskin. But that's on average, speaking, right? You can have them do this breeding 5 times, only 1 time ever get 1 or 2 buckskin puppies. But it's from a stat standpoint. But it's possible. So a buckskin to a buckskin dog can only make buckskins.
Hey, let's go. And so look, you know what's crazy about that? You know what's crazy about what you just said? Like, okay, I know nothing about science, the science of it, right? I was just like, okay, if like you ever seen the movie Life?
Right.
When they like out of Pappy Balls, I'm like, look, one, like the baby only gonna look like the baby can only vary so much from the parent. You get what I'm saying? The baby can only vary so much. You have genetic mutations, but that's the odd bod. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, with me doing the old yeller thing, like it's not a hard concept. So when people try to talk to me about breeding, I'm like, bro, like if I only just like the old family reds, they did not start originally as all red dogs. They began breeding the recessive traits and making them become the dominant trait. So you're gonna keep getting that over and over again. Gameness is the same way. You chase gameness by breeding game to game, or what you consider game to game, to try to bring up your statistics or your probability of getting gameness. And if you do over a time, you'll start getting good at it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at. Let me give a shout out to Big C with a 2-piece. So tip. Hey.
You know, and the same thing with mouth. There's obviously degrees of mouth and stuff like that too, but a lot of times that devastated mouth is a recessive gene. So a lot of times, if you double up on it, like you can put, an alligator with a cotton mouth and on average, you probably won't have anything that can do as well as the alligator does. You know what I mean? But they'll be able to carry it on to their offspring as long as on the other side of the pedigree, you have ones that express that same gene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why with Eli dogs, they do so well with inbreeding. So, and that's why, because people are like, oh yeah, the Eli dogs are easy to inbreed. They're not easier to inbreed, is that those results that you're looking for in Eli dogs are all recessive. And that's why it works that way.
Yeah.
So where then the genes with like the stuff like the normal like bolio stuff or like the red boy stuff and like the way that they behave, a lot of those are expressed in dominant and incomplete dominant traits where they can always be passed on to the next generation regardless of the other parent has it or not. So but yeah, so just I always want to do some content about that too, but there's always a fine line when you try to talk about genetics in our world between being like a fucking pretentious asshole know-it-all talk and to like trying to simple it down, varnish down to people, because to me both are equally insulting. So to me it's just hard to find that balance of the two. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, look, I'll defer you to something else to show you and stuff too, because I don't know. And then me, I like, even though to me I feel like I'm not just some guy in the dog world, I'm just some guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I haven't accomplished, like as long as I've been around, I haven't accomplished nearly what I should have, I believe, from a personal point of view. So a lot of stuff that I want to share with everybody, I don't think I rate to, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but I will say this, man. I think that a lot of this stuff, man, the bully guys got it down. I'm trying to tell you right now, these bully guys, they got that. And I'd be like, man, I'd be looking at us like, bro, like we know a lot. We know everything about healthcare, getting them in shape, good long lives, balanced dogs. We know nothing like things about that nature, man. The bully guys might be looking at us like, what?
You want to hear my theory on that as to why?
Go ahead, cook on it.
We still selling puppies for $300, and we shouldn't be.
I had that whole we had a whole series about that. I'm talking about, man.
Fam, this guy on Facebook the other day showed screenshots of some guy who got a puppy from him and said he'd been lost for 30 years and said the dog wasn't behaving correctly, but he only had the dog 72 hours. And then in conversation goes, blah, 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 send me my $300 back. And I'm like, the problem is the people that you're attracting with $300 dogs, man.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why. Then I made another post. Think about the money you put together. You guys keep track of your finances when you do litters and stuff like that, or no? Like I keep because I'm a Pitwise Kennels is a registered kennel with the ADBA and the APDR and it's an LLC, right?
Yeah.
So all this dog food I spend money on, I write it off.
Yeah.
The toll booths, the gas, the flights, the fucking registration fees for these dog shows, I write it all off. This is all advertising for me. When I do a super chat to you guys, I write it off. You know what I mean? So we gotta start thinking about from that standpoint, man. Like, people are like, oh, I don't want to be labeled as a puppy peddler. Dude, everybody, the way you get dogs is you purchase them. So you think they're supposed to come out of fucking nowhere and you know what I mean? Like, you just you buy 2 months and hope for the best. No, you gotta purchase them from somebody. So people need to get that mindset out of their head. Well, so anyway, but back to that. For 8 puppies to get them to 8 weeks old for the age where they should go off to their homes, it cost me about $650 to $700. And that's wormer, vaccinations, food for the mom, supplements, etc. Right?
Registration.
Right.
So everybody wants that.
Well, that's not even counting the registration either. Yeah. You know what I mean? So imagine I only move, I keep back most of the litter, and I sell 1 puppy out of that, and I sold that puppy for $400. That's a loss.
Yeah.
I'm not in anything to take a loss, bro. I got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? At least like. I believe, honestly, I don't think a puppy should be under $800.
Yeah, man.
Especially like a quality puppy that you know is being taken care of and the time is being put into it. Man, when I see these puppies online sitting on these dirt floors and stuff like that, and they got the Ethiopian bellies and shit, dude, you know what I mean? The top side all skinny and their eyeballs poking out, and they look like they're about to have puppies themselves, and they're 2 weeks old. Fam, like, why are you showing that, bro? Like, take some pride in your business and what you do and your product. If you're expecting me to come out of my pocket for you, you need to invest in your product too. So, like, we need to step our game up in this community, bro.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do.
Yeah, man, we we passed the time. You know, I know,
and we got the cooking. Hey, Pitwise, you got my information. I'm gonna hit you up on the WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah, I need big A's info too, man, because I got I got shirts coming too, man. So I'm limiting the shirt size too. So I'm gonna send everybody that does all these shows some gear too when it comes out. And then and I'm doing the exclusive I'm gonna do another like contest round for the hoodies. So you know how my logo is like the ropes coming down too?
Yeah.
I'm making some hoodies that actually have those ropes like as the strings and shit too. So it's gonna be some dope stuff, man. And then yeah, man, and some of these other shows too we got going on, man. We got like some money pots going on for some of these, like the pig picking. We got a couple little side things going where we got like right now $1,000 in with some of these guys that's competing. So it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, that's what's up.
You know, we got a bunch of like individual side bets. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do best black dog too. All right, man, put 500 on it. That I'm all about it, man. Because that's just gonna get me to work my butt. Like my boy. You know, for some of these bigger kennels out there, like, oh man, you lucky I didn't have my dog get inside to smoke you, bro. Bring it, bitch. What you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to come. Like, I want Danny Burton to bring a dog to a show that I gotta compete with. You know, because a lot of times,
me too.
In that world, he's like the gold standard. Apparently, you know what I mean. So
now, I want him to bring a buckskin dog with a white muzzle and black teardrops on her face to a show so I can smoke it.
I said, if not him, bring your disciples. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like Angelica come through with some stuff. You know what I mean? It could be with her, or like have Vicky bring some stuff up too. You know what I mean? So I ain't scared, bro. I'm never scared.
Yeah. Texas Dog Pound, you heard that. Texas Dog Pound, you heard that. I need you on the show next week. Texas Dog Pound, I need you to come clear this up because people think I'm lying. I need you to come tell your side of the story, bro.
Yeah.
What happened?
So there was a dog that I had before Kamikaze that looked like Kamikaze, but she had teardrops going on her face. And one of the dude that I homed her with, farmed her out to, he got into some trouble, so he ended up like having to sell out most of his dogs. So the dog that he had in mind apparently ended up somewhere in that camp. So when I went and asked about it, you know what I'm saying, they're like, we ain't seen his dog. I'm like, why would he just throw your name out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he just throw your name out there? Like that doesn't make sense. Like all I want to do is purchase the dog back. You know what I'm saying? All I want to do is purchase my dog back. Like, why would I, like, it ain't no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like it's my animal. He's already fixed it. He gave me a dog to replace my dog. I'm like, nah, why you offering me to buy my dog back first?
Yeah,
I was gonna keep her anyways. You know what I'm saying? So
you didn't have to do with like pride, maybe, or maybe he held you in a certain kind of regard and didn't want to seem like. I mean, the male ego is weird, man. Come on, let's admit it. You know, the male ego, like, we do some wild shit, like me included. You know.
So I'm gonna tell you the truth. Man. Ego is fine, pride is fine, tradition, honor is fine. But the problem with it is this, man. Before all of that, I trust you to be human. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta worry about your ego stopping you from doing the right thing, I can't be in your vicinity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. Like, do whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? But be willing to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, that's my opinion though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's my plate. That's what I put on my plate. I can't make you eat up my plate though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know, and it's cool. Like that's part of our lives, man. It's okay to when you screw up to say something. Like, the guy who bred Hanzo, right?
Yeah.
Me and him were in the Marine Corps together, right? And to the point where when I got out, we ended up being next door neighbors, and we both had 2 separate yards together. So we swapped a lot of dogs. But he's been dealing with the same family dogs for the past 20-something years, correct?
Yeah.
And then when I got Hanzo, I ended up registering him at ADB8. There were some issues with the Bolio side of his family where Patrick said one of the breeders he didn't do, but it was some like BS between him and that original person. You know how dog stuff is, right?
Yeah.
So that got cleared up. So I got him ADB8, but I put him as Hood Hattori Hanzo, right? Hood is my real last name, by the way. So he felt the way about it, right? Because he was the breeder. And to me, I've registered very few dogs in my life unless I plan on like selling, you know what I mean, here and there with some livers. And to me, it wasn't a big deal. But looking at it from his standpoint, look, this is a family dog. So he's been having the same family dog since the early 2000s and stuff too. His name's been on all of them. You know, who am I to put my name on this dog and just kind of stepping on his product like that too? So I messaged him back. I was like, look, man, I went and got it fixed. I went to the ABA, got it changed. I apologize, my bad. You know what I mean? Didn't mean no disrespect by it. That's just what happened. You know what I mean? And that was it. And guess what? We're perfect. He was like, you know what? That's some real shit. Cool. That's cool, bro. Like, I appreciate you changing it. And we ain't never talked about it since. And still been doing business together. I just sent him a puppy 2 weeks ago, you know, through transporter, and everything's been fine, man. But instead, I could have felt like he felt the way about it. I could have moaned under my breath for months and years about it and never talked to this guy again. And this is somebody I would have died in combat with over a fucking on some paperwork and shit.
Let me ask
you know what I'm saying? Like, dumb shit.
Yeah. Hey, man, I hate to wrap this up, man. You should come through more often, Pitwise, when you guys in downtime.
Yeah.
No, seriously, man, because I'm gonna let y'all go to the elevator, man. I gotta get ready for this gym. I'm myself in my soft 70. I'm staying true to this, bro. I'm staying true to this. I be listening to the other shows. I stayed back yesterday because I was excited that Toyo came on, but yeah, today I can't do that because I got to get on the road tonight. I'm heading to San Antonio late tonight.
Old Tony.
Yeah. Travel safe, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Y'all brothers gonna make y'all plug.
Yeah, when I get some time off, man, because like this is not my work schedule. I'm usually like right now, because I'm in the aviation. I work on a Harrier, the fighter jet that hovers and shit for the
Yeah.
So this is my last year, and they're retiring the jet, and I'm retiring right along with it. So I'm gonna be like next year into dogs full time. So you'll see me all over the place so I can get to the money. You know what I mean? So all the kids are grown now. No more child support. That $2,800 a month is done with. Woo! So everybody doing their thing, man. But hey, I'm happy to be on, man. I appreciate you guys having me, man. And anytime I can talk to some damn dogs, man, I'll go on forever, bro. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Hey, y'all take it easy, man. And I'm gonna be listening to like the next couple pods too. I'm off work today, so y'all be in my ear all day, bro.
For sure.
Man.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, Big A, you make your rounds.
Yeah, man, you know what it is, man. If you ain't a member, what are you doing? It only take $1 a month starting, man. Get down with the movement so we can make these digital dog shows bigger, better, giveaways bigger, better, and the whole nine, man. You know, what you call it, man? Not this weekend, but next weekend we got the Digital Dog Show of May. And y'all can go ahead and be ready and be involved, man, because you gotta be there if you want to try to get one of those 3 free t-shirts. Other than that, man, y'all go ahead and start sending them shots in for Dog of the Week, man, because it's coming up, man. And all I know is that Tory Hanzo been holding it down 3 times in a row. There you have it. The best black dog on YouTube for the month of May. Yeah. But other than that, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, for sure. So y'all know how we do. We end the show with a prayer. So we're gonna get y'all out of here, man. Get y'all to my brother Elevator. Y'all go over there. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. I like it. It goes without saying we shouldn't have to ask that every day on every show for every channel that I've ever watched, but we do. So yeah, man. But let me give y'all this benediction, and we're gonna get up out of here, man. Please bow your heads with me. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent, one from another. Amen.
Amen.
For the love of the dogs.
For the love of the game.
Peace.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head not flow.
Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breed for clout, we breed for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain. Locked in the game, never moved for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Sock about the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came fat boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, ran it straight through the rain. Red ninja close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sock it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breed for clout, we breed for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second with the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breed for clout, we breed for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die.